It took 7 years to get the letter right.
Year 50, Elentine Dynasty. Dear Mr. Caraval Master, my name is Scarlett, but I'm writing this letter for my sister Donatella. It's going to be her birthday soon, and she would very much like to see you and your amazing Caraval players. Her birthday is the 37th day of the growing season, and it would be the most wonderfulest birthday ever if you came. Most hopefully, Scarlett, from the conquered Isle of Trista.
And with that single desperate letter, the greatest game of their lives begins. I'm Zan,
I'm Gretta.
and welcome to another episode of the Spiraken Book Club. Konnichiwa, aloha, buongiorno, and what's up? And let's actually get to it because we are up to the 11th entry in my 45 by 45 project, Spiraken's attempt for me to read 45 books before I hit 45. And we're doing pretty good so far, I think, right?
11 is pretty good.
Yeah, 11 since November, and we've got some really good ones, some very unique ones, and this is something a little bit different. A nice little palate cleanser, even though this is very similar to the last episode where I spoke about the Erie affair. But this one's a little different because this one is something which is unique.
And I, for one, read it first.
You did. Well, actually, I started first, but you finished it within the less amount of time. And what are we talking about? We're talking about a fun little book, a book known simply as
Caraval.
Caraval by Stephanie Garber. Came out in 2016. We actually have 2 copies, which is the fun part, because I bought this one originally for Greta, and then she didn't read it, and then she got the box set.
And then I got the whole set.
Which is all 4 books, without the sequel series. But that is Caraval. And what is Caraval? What is it about? What are the stories? What is going on? Well, it's a story of 2 sisters. One of them is named Scarlett. The other one is named Donatella. And what have they been doing for the last 10 years of their life?
Living on an island with your dad, writing and obsessing and thinking about
Caraval.
Caraval.
Yes, Caraval is a mysterious event that happens every year, run by a mysterious individual known as Master Legend. Well, originally, Scarlett writes as Dear Mr. Caraval Master.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually she starts writing the letters to Master Legend, asking to go to Caraval. First, it's because she wants to take Donatella for her birthday. Over and over. Every year asking, I want to go, I want to go, I want to go, I want to go. And then she skips a couple of years, and then
Kind of like writing into Santa, but Santa never delivering.
Pretty much. And this last time, she's like, listen, this is the last I'm going to write. I heard what happened. I'm so sorry. I'm getting married, though. I would have loved if you'd come here to this island that I'm on, but I am sorry. And she signs it with her full name, which is Scarlett Dragna. And then
Boom.
she gets a letter back, which reads, Dear Scarlett Dragna from the conquered Isle of Trista, congratulations on your upcoming nuptials. I'm sorry I cannot bring my players to Trista. We're not traveling this year. Our next performance is by invitation only. But I would look forward to meeting you and your fiancé if you could find a way to leave your isle and join us. Please accept the enclosed as a gift from the pen of Caraval Master Legend.
And enclosed
Are 3 tickets to this year's Caraval.
one for her, one for her sister, one for her fiance.
There's one tiny little problem, and that is the fact that she's been stuck on the island because her father is super overprotective, super overbearing, and more importantly, he is borderline psychotic. And he's pretty much said that you're not leaving anywhere. The only way you're leaving is if you're going to get married, and that's it. And you're getting married in 10 days.
And he has to say who she's marrying.
Pretty much. And when he gets an idea that they're going to leave, they're going to try something, he does something kind of horrible. The first time they tried was years ago, and let's just say that his daughters weren't hurt, but
he killed man.
Yeah, he killed someone who was helping them, who was a kid, and it was kind of bad. So he's kind of psychotic.
But he also knows that in order to really punish Scarlett, there's not much that he can really do except mess with Donatella.
Pretty much, it's the
younger sister. So if he harms her, she stays in line.
And also Donatella kind of throws her under the bus in a really screwed up way, which is really
She's
sad.
a little rebellious.
Just a little bit. But I think it's also because she knows that if she didn't take the fall, then Scarlett would be injured before her wedding.
And Scarlett, firstborn, in charge, wants to help protect Donatella.
Not in charge, and not at all. She's
Not in charge out of the sisters.
she,
If anybody has a older sister, you know what I'm talking about.
but she's not in charge. They're barely holding on. But regardless, after this situation, Donatella and a new friend that she made, named Julian, a sailor, and this is the only spoiler parts we're going to talk about, they end up kidnapping her and take her to Caraval. And then things get weird. Because, well, let's be honest, in order to do Caraval, there are two choices. You can either be part of the audience, or you could actually be part of the games. And because she's looking for her sister and she's got a certain amount of time, she said, I'll look for my sister, maybe she join the games. And that's when things get interesting, because the prize or the game is find her sister.
Well, the prize is a wish.
Yes, it is a wish.
But the game is basically
find her sister.
Find the sister. So she really doesn't have a choice.
And she now has to be stuck there for X amount of days before her wedding. It's going to get very bad very fast. And what happens? Well, you got to read the book to find out. Even though it is past statute of limitations, it is not officially 10 years. I'm not going to get too spoiler into this, but this is a story about
magic.
Magic, not as much as you think. The magic is more manipulation and more cons. It's more like, let's manipulate someone doing various things. The most magical thing we see is there is a person that is willing to take items in exchange for, well,
a person willing to sell items in exchange for, there's a few different people, and one will give you information if you divulge a deep secret.
It's pretty much dealing with the Fae, where the deals are not usual. Like in Stardust, it's maybe I'll take the color of your eyes, or maybe I'll take your first memory. It's that type of deal, and this has that where it's like, okay,
so it's not money, it's things,
and like one straight up is kind of horrifying. It's like, oh yeah, you're gonna essentially die for a couple of days, and it's like, wait, what? Or it's some other elements. It's
okay. There's
no. I know we can't spoil it, and I usually would statute limitations, but we're gonna be nice.
But I will say, it's the same book regardless of which one you buy. But what's nice about the hardcover, granted, I did get the box set because, let's be honest, I'm gonna have to read all of them. What I did like about this one is, in the front page, you have
the characters who are there.
Your characters kind of shown out. So where Stephanie Garber does a really great job, I think she did a great job building the world. And both of the books have like a map in it to really kind of help you kind of piece together where everything is. She did a really great job building the world and explaining what the characters looked like and describing the sisters and height and hair color and all of that.
And some of their more magical traits, like certain items and clothing that are magical. We're not going to get into that too much because I know you want to talk about it.
My favorite part. But I did like that this copy had the pictures of the people. So she built a really great world. I was fully immersed. It's a fast read.
It's an extremely fast read.
It has great pacing and movement to it. I couldn't put it down, and even when I wanted to put it down, I was falling asleep. I was like, oh, but the next chapter is short, and I just want to know what happens next. And it's 2 a.m.
And I went through the whole book in one night. I'm not going to lie. It's a fast book, and after last book, I had to get something good. More importantly, it's in third person. It's not in first person, which made me very happy. We get some of the other elements to it. And actually with that, let's get to my first quote of the episode, which is actually one of my favorites from this, which is very simple. It's just, I just realized I got the wrong one. Because I'm editing this anyway, we'll just edit this part out. Cut this. There we go. Okay, the first 3, 2, 1. So with that said, let's get to actually one of the first quotes that I really like from this book, which is really simple. It's pretty much, every person has the power to change their fate if they're brave enough to fight for what they desire more than anything. And that is the case in this world, because it is literally Scarlet's story to get her sister back. Like in most, it's kind of like Labyrinth, where it's like she does something and then she has to save babies that they save her sister, but there's more going on as well, and she has options to quit and do that, or she could stay.
Mhm.
And there's also a handsome, daring person who may or may not be involved. But also the twist with
There's multiple handsome, daring people in this. Yeah.
there's a lot of liars in this book, a lot of liars, because the one thing that they tell you in this book, which I did not put as a quote, is nothing you see you can believe in this place. Everything is fake.
Remember, it's only a game.
But the problem is you can die in a game, which is kind of sad. And that's what this story is. It's that as well. It's just this game and this world that you build, and there's so much going on. There are so many elements that I want to spoil. I know you want to spoil. You
Yeah.
want to get really deep into this. And, well, you're already in the second book. I'm not.
Already finished the second book.
Yeah. Well, again, this took me a day. She's already done with it. What else can we say about this besides getting into the it's only a game and all of that? Well, besides the characters, we have this great dynamic between Scarlet and Donna. And it's this great element of the fact that it is the very
Scar and Tella.
it is the older sister who is trying to make sure things are right for the little sister. The little sister is devil may care, place could burn to the ground, I don't care. Which leads to problems because she's Scar has given up having fun, being whimsical, in order to make sure her sister's okay. And now she's in a world which is whimsical. And she has to now straddle that uniqueness.
But I think they nailed the relationship of the sisters. Not all sisters are created equal. Not all sister relationships are the same. But I think it felt like a real family. And it feels like Stephanie Garber has a sister and she's speaking from experience.
It's a sibling dynamic, which is well done, no matter what, brother, sister, all that. And then we have Julian. Julian's situation is, well, Julian is the sailor, and he's now involved because they had a third ticket, and he's there. And he's this person who's kind of a scallywag, is he a rake? We're not entirely sure, but he is someone whose heart is in the right place. And
He's definitely a rake.
yeah, but he is who he is, and I like how they portray him as this person who is, if you go in D&D terms, he is totally a face rogue, bordering on a bard. He is someone who is charismatic, he's someone who's well done, he's a face. He's someone who is a scammer, but he's got some roles played.
I'm not going to spoil it.
And then, of course, we have Legend. Legend, who is we don't know anything about him.
He's the ringmaster, essentially.
Yeah, he's the ringmaster of this event, and we don't ever see him. We only hear about him, how horrible he is, how evil he is, how he plays the villain, and yet he is the villain. Who knows? We don't know. That is the story itself.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great read.
It's well paced, it's well written, and it is a lot of fun.
I didn't know how it was going to end all the way through.
Was the second one the same thing, or was it different?
Well, I was expecting to not know how it ended. And the second one...
You knew how it ended.
No, not till like right before the ending.
Okay. Well, that's a good moment for it. So, but we're talking about the Caraval, not the sequel Legendary or the other sequel finale. So let's actually get into the second quote of this episode of this story, which is, she remembered thinking falling for him would be like falling in love with darkness, but now she imagined he was more like a starry night. Constellations were always there, constant, magnificent guides against the ever-present black. And that is her feelings, because she is so guarded, and the moment of her realizing she can fall in love is kind of a really poignant moment, because it is a love story.
She didn't really think that she was ever going to fall in love. She was preparing to marry Count.
Yes, who she's never met before, who may or may not be abusive. We don't know what the deal is.
Not unusual for the time period, you know?
Again, this is very different. This is not like some of the other books you've read where it's like, oh, this person's maybe it's like, no, this is kind of horrifying. Also, the fact that there's more going on.
There's a lot of spoilers that we're restraining ourselves on.
It's a lot. But it is the story which is so
sweet.
It is sweet, it is rough, it is sad, it is all these in one. Now here is where,
it's 401 pages of delightfulness.
Is it 401? I don't think it was 401. I think it was no, it's 401 pages, exactly. Yeah, because that's literally just an enlargement of it. And honestly, it's a story which is well done. A lot of you probably read this and probably you're like saying, yeah, you're not covering all the elements. You're not talking about this or that. It's
We've also gotten in trouble for being too spoilery before.
we have, so we're trying to train ourselves, especially with everything going on. And one thing I will say is that the concept of the dress is brilliant. It is the one thing we can say is the dress is brilliant. It's the one of the few magical items that is well done. It is a dress that is based on Scarlett's emotions and moods. I'm about to sneeze.
But I love the dress. I'm obsessed with it. It happens throughout the entire book.
No, not really, because she changes dresses into a different dress after her little hiatus. It's a well done magic system. There's not much. It's more the mystery of what's going on.
I really enjoyed it.
And honestly,
Stop what you're doing. Read it right now.
Hold on. Well,
That's my rating.
you're giving it the highest rating. Read it now.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really like this. It's well written. It's well done.
Great job, Stephanie Garber.
Garber, you do a great job. For me personally, and this is I'll get to my rating for us. I'm gonna have to give this a bar from a friend. It's a truly wonderful carnival like experience that gets a little lost with some of its more darker elements. And what do I mean by darker elements? There's borderline essay in this. There's a lot of emotional wreck, and which is sometimes not bad.
I do think I cried at one point.
It's her father is a piece of shit. To be frank, he's a horrible person, and some of the scenes it kind of takes away the momentum. It fits for the reason, which is fine, but it does derail a little bit. Some of those scenes, it goes a little too, what the hell, and that kind of ruins the enjoyment of the story a little bit for me. Because it's like if you go fantasy and then you kind of dip out to something else, it kind of will. It's a little jarring. Also,
I thought that made it more real and realistic rather than just pure fantasy, la da la da la, beautiful dresses, gorgeous balls.
But I've read, but it felt like it, for some reason, those scenes were a little inconsistent. But that's my opinion. It is a well-written story. It is great. And also, this isn't for everybody. A lot of people aren't going to be interested in the story of a sister trying to save a sister. I mean, if you like Labyrinth, you'll love this. But if you're someone who wants something more like Will of the King, you'll be like, this is boring. This is not great. So it's kind of that in the area. I love the story. Don't get me wrong. It's a great story. Just there's a little bit of nitpicking. Nothing crazy.
I loved it. I'll be the friend he can borrow it from.
Pretty much. Yeah. It is well done. It is well written. And actually, with that, let's actually get to the last quote. And I think you'll read this one.
Hope is a powerful thing. Some say it's a different breed of magic altogether. Elusive, difficult to hold on to, but not much is needed.
And that is
hope.
The perfect thing of this story is that you gotta have hope in order for things to go through. Because in order to solve the mystery, you gotta have hope to do it. Otherwise, you don't. Oh, also that bait and switch made me mad. That's the other reason why there's a bait and switch, which kind of makes me mad. I get it. I understand it. It made me mad. You loved it. You loved that switch. I was mad about it. I just was like, really? You're going to go that far? You could have done so much more. And you're doing this crap.
I thought it was great. I thought the worst part of this book is the last bit of the chapter, of the last chapter. I guess you could say page 38, 39, 398, 399, 400, 401, which makes you want to slam the book down and say, I need the next one.
It ends on a cliffhanger, which is a little annoying. It is a little frustrating.
Not a horrible cliffhanger, but
it's a complete story. It is a complete story, but it leads to more going on. And then she drops off afterwards a leak of the next story, which that one's a little much.
Not much. Perfect. Thank you, Stephanie Garber.
But yeah, so that is So that is our thoughts.
Caraval.
So if you agree or disagree with us, you can leave a comment down below. Email us at spiraken@gmail.com or zanspiraken.com. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, as always, remember to like, share, subscribe, and click on that bell for notification for any new episode. And so for our next episode, we're actually going to be doing something a little bit different because it has been a while. We've been doing a lot of fantasy, a lot of more happy, realistic, like we're doing things where, oh, they're stealing Jane Eyre, or oh, there's a sister that gets stolen, or oh, there's this. We're going into something a little darker. I'm going to be doing Slow Horses by Mick Herron, a spy novel, which is set in England, dealing with the MI5 Slough House, which apparently is the area where the rejects of MI5 go to. Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? We're going to have to wait and find out. But anyway, as usual, hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm your host, Zan.
I'm Greta.
We're Gonzville. Catch you guys next time. And as always, keep reading books. We'll see you later.